Day after day after day, we stuck nor breath nor motion, as idle as a painted ship upon a painted ocean. Water, water everywhere, and all the boards did shrink. Water and water everywhere, nor any drop to drink. Listener, I have a quick warning for you, and it's this. I fear that today and tomorrow, the exploitation and oppression that will affect you and me, handed down from the government, will be sold to us as new freedoms, led by letting the government do certain things or implement certain policies. We end up becoming less free. And I'll give you two examples. The first one is this. Imagine this. Everyone loves the environment. No one wants to vote for poisoning the river or destroying the forests or putting poison or waste in some water supply, damaging some aquifer on the ground, etc. However, we end up with policies that produce that result. How does that happen? Well, I'll put on this quick little play for you, right? So here's how to do it. If you don't like what's being said, change the conversation. So you turn if you're the hyper-capitalist, lobbying, industrial demographic, and you want to be able to, for cost-cutting reasons, throw the waste into the river to where people will get some water from, right? People fish and they eat the fish from, right? This is the way you sell it. You don't talk about it as, oh, we're not going to hurt anybody. It's you frame it like this. And I know this because I'm a lawyer and this is how it's done. You frame it like this. Ready? Here's the play. 3, 2, 1. Hello, fellow citizen. Don't you hate it when the government sticks its nose in your life, in your private life, telling you how to do things like run your own business? I actually am for business, and I'm for you, and I think that there should be as little administrative, bureaucratic, technocratic red tape as possible in all of these government agencies, alphabet soup, FBA, FCC, CBC, whatever. Get him right. This is all a bunch of waste of money. So how about this? We should slash funding to these EPA type things and get rid of regulation, because regulation is just government control by another name. And people think, you know what? People who, by the way, are barely hovering above minimum wage are saying, you know what? Yeah, that's right. Everyone, government sticking its nose in right business. But the legal effect of that is, okay, the guy gets the mustache twirling guy with a monocle gets to put the radioactive material in the water. Or the safety regulations regarding trains and repairs and maintenance, they get put on the back burner in terms of importance, deprioritized when you have a giant spill catastrophe. That's what happens. And I'll give you the second example now.
And here's the second example. It's in the healthcare context. So in the richest, most powerful country in the world, where we commodify and make a market out of healthcare and people's lives, the justification for not having a primary justification for not having universal health care is this. It's similar to the past one. It's this. Hey, isn't it ridiculous that you should be forced to spend your own money on what is essentially a big pile bucket of of expenses that boil down into two major categories. Paying for someone else's health, which it's not my fault that, you use drugs and you need a new liver now or something. You should pay for that yourself. Or number two, maybe paying for my health emergency or something if that ever happens, which, I'll just cross that bridge. You will just cross this bridge when we get to it. So instead, what I think we should do is maximize freedom so that those tax dollars that you would have been paying to that bucket for other people and maybe yourself, right? Instead, I think that you should keep that money. And if you want to get health insurance, sure, you can get it, or maybe your boss can buy it for you. But I believe that you have the freedom, that you should have the freedom to choose what you want to do with those extra $300, $500, $700, whatever dollars. Hey, instead of getting health insurance, you know what you can get? Get yourself an Xbox. Get yourself the new PlayStation 5. Whoa, get some Funko Pops. Get some Funko Pops. So you know what, to make it over, less harder 30 man. Go to Sephora. Go to Sephora. You need it. You need it. You need to go to, you need the new Kylie. You need the new Kylie. Oh, the new Kylie came out. Go on vacation. So give a Soul Cycle, ma'am. It's tricky. It's tricky stuff. It's very effective. It's very effective. The one more final example, just to show you, how some of this stuff works. This is not a famous one. The whole thing about the estate tax, aka the death tax, where essentially, hey, if you make this is hyper simplifying. Hey, if you make over $100 million a year, when you die, you should pay some money to the government so that it's not just like there's all these giant billionaire, trillionaire, elite families, circles happening. Dynasty is being formed. But that's only for if you make that much money, right? And then it's sold again as, can you believe it that the government is capsing you when you die? Even in death, you can't escape taxes. And I know people who that tax would never have affected them, but who aspirationally want to see themselves as future billionaires and millionaires, even though it's never going to happen. They go with it. The only exit for that is education, funding, education, critical thinking classes in class, logic classes, media literacy classes, understanding propaganda and how to discern fact, objective, persuasive. But we don't have that right now, so just know it's